You know, inside each of our minds, there's this fundamental battle going on all the time. It's not really about good versus evil, but about how we think and how willing we are to change our minds. Today, we're diving into this idea of mental flexibility, pulling from the insights of Dr. BCM Ramasetti.
And this isn't just some abstract academic idea. For the author, this comes from a very real, very human place. We're talking about a journey born from years of mental struggle, a deeply personal fight with anxiety, and the challenge of questioning the very beliefs that make you who you are.
And it's a struggle we can all relate to, can't we? I mean, have you ever felt that little jolts, that cringe when you hear a new idea that just clashes with something you deeply believe? Why does that happen? Well, it's because our minds by default are wired for something a little different than constant change.
And that brings us right to the heart of it. This constant tug-of-war happening inside our heads between two opposing forces, one that craves stability and another that knows it needs to grow.
This slide just lays out that inner conflict perfectly. On one side, you've got the fixity of the mind. You can think of this as our brain's factory setting. For our ancestors, right? Stability meant survival. It meant sticking with the tribe, following the rules. That instinct gives us a sense of peace. But then on the other side, there's the flexibility of the mind. This is our amazing capacity to adapt, to learn, to grow. It's what lets us innovate and navigate this crazy, complex world. The real danger, of course, is when that fixed mindset, that ancient survival program, causes us to cling to harmful ideas long after they've stopped making any sense.
And wow, this quote from Darwin just nails it. Even he recognized how easily we grab onto these comfortable phrases to avoid facing facts that shake up our worldview. It's a defense mechanism, really, a way of hiding our own ignorance in plain sight to protect that feeling of stability. So, what exactly holds our minds in that state of fixity?
So what are these powerful forces that keep us locked in our old ways of thinking? Well, the source material points to two major psychological anchors.
First, there's anxiety. Let's be honest, our brains are not built to love uncertainty. Change equals the unknown, and the unknown can feel really dangerous. So our mind's natural reaction is to resist it, to hold on tight to what's familiar, even if that familiar thing isn't actually good for us anymore.
The second force is something the author calls selfism. This is that deep, gut-level attachment we have to things we consider ours. I mean, think about how you feel when someone criticizes your favorite movie or your hometown. That little flash of defensiveness? That's selfism in a nutshell. We don't just have beliefs. On a deep level, we feel like we are our beliefs.
And this is exactly why, when one of our core beliefs gets challenged, it doesn't just feel like a friendly debate. It can feel like a personal attack. To even consider that we might be wrong can feel like we're betraying ourselves. That's how deep this connection really runs.
But here's the good news. We are not doomed to be prisoners of our own certainty. There's actually a path toward a more adaptable, more flexible mind. And that path is basically a three-step process. First, it starts with building a mind that can kind of watch itself, like an inner narrator that can question our thoughts without judging them. Next, and this is a big one, we have to acknowledge a very humbling truth. The self is imperfect, it's incomplete. And finally, we can embrace this incredible motto, defeat the self of the past with the self of today. It's all about continuous growth, not a fixed identity.
Nietzsche frames this whole thing perfectly. This journey is a fundamental choice. Are we driven by the comfort of just believing, or are we driven by the sometimes difficult pursuit of actually knowing? Choosing to know, well, that takes real courage.
And the reward for making that choice, for winning this internal battle, it goes way beyond just collecting a bunch of new facts.
The real prize here is a profound transformation. It's about cultivating wisdom over just being certain. It's about humility over ego and openness over being dogmatic. And it's about building the resilience to navigate a world that is always, always changing. These are the signs of a truly evolved mind.
Ultimately, what this all means is that our minds have the same capacity for evolution as life itself. We are not stuck. We actually have the power to consciously choose to shed misinformation and to grow into a new, better version of ourselves.
So, as we bring this to a close, everything we've talked about really boils down to a single, powerful question that you can ask yourself.
Is it a fortress with these rigid walls designed to defend old ideas no matter what? Or is it a vast, open landscape, totally ready to be explored, with new discoveries just waiting over the next hill? The choice, in the end, is yours.